Hi, thanks for watching. This is a quick look at how Google views and ranks your website in the search results. And by knowing how the program works, you can use it to your advantage to increase traffic to your site by getting it on the first page so that way you're the first click and the first call when anybody's looking for services in your area. So I've got your website pulled up here, and I like the fact that you've got all the contact information is clickable right at the top of the screen. Everybody can get to it right away. You've got content coming in, it's kind of interactive. The only problem I'm seeing is there isn't a whole lot of content on the page itself. I'll explain why that's a problem in a second. Because when Google is viewing your website in order to rank it, it's using two factors. One is the content. So the first thing it's going to do is actually come in and count all the words that you have on the page. Now, it usually likes to see about 1,000 to 1,500 words on the page because it assumes that the more text and information you have, the more of an expert you are on your subject. Now, while it's counting these words, it's also looking for keywords, which would be anything that a person would type into Google search, which is usually going to be a service that you offer and then also a location that you're doing it in. Now, this is where the number of words on the page comes into play because you're only allowed to have one keyword for every 100 to 150 words of text on the page. So in order to be found from more search parameters, we need to add some more content onto the page so we can sprinkle those keywords in place. Now, the second way that Google is going to rank your website in the search results is based on the authority, which is basically a popularity contest. The way that they judge this is a couple different factors. One is going to be citations, which is any time that your name, address, and phone number are listed in online directories, such as Yelp, Yellow Pages, Better Business Bureaus, places like that. All those directories are usually free. It just takes some time to find them all, register, and then input your business information exactly as it's shown in Google. The second way that it uses to build your authority is what's called a backlink, which is when another website links or refers back to your website, and it basically acts as an endorsement that Google uses to build trust when others are vouching for you. It's sort of like a customer review. If you had one review or 100 reviews or 1,000, that would determine how reputable of a company you are. Google is doing the same thing except with other websites. So to see how this determines where you rank in the search results, if we type this in, the first thing that's going to come up is what's called a map pack. This is actually a pretty important area that you want to try to get into because statistically speaking, about half, over 40% of people will actually click on one of these three companies. Now, to get listed in here is free. You just need to fill out your Google Business profile. That's actually inside your Maps app, so you can do it right from a smartphone. When you're doing that, you want to try to fill out all the fields you can, including the services you offer, your service area, and then even your hours of operation. Then you want to continuously add photos that are geotagged inside your service area, have customers leave reviews, and then try to get as many of those citations, the directories with your name, address, and phone number. You want to have more of those online directory listings than anybody else in here so it can get you to the top of the list. Then underneath this is what we call the organic search results. This is where the higher the authority or the more trust that Google has in your website, the higher up on the list that you're going to rank. Now, to demonstrate this, I put your website into a tool that I use called Ahrefs, and it shows me all the things that Google sees to determine both the content on the site as well as the authority that your site brings. So to increase the authority or the other websites that are referring back to you, we want to get a combination of as many of those directories as possible, but also other websites that talk about and link back to your website. So for instance, if there was a news article written that said the top 10 commercial construction companies in Massachusetts, and the reader could click on a link inside that article and it brought them to your website, that would be considered one referring domain or one referring website. Now, it's also important to note here that it's not just a matter of quantity, it's also the quality of the website that refers back to you. So for instance, if Pizza Hut was referring back to your website, Google knows that you're in the construction business, you're not making pizzas, so that wouldn't add anything to your website. Now, as far as the keywords being found on your page, because there isn't a whole lot of content, you're not allowed to have too many keywords that you can be found for. So it's basically just people searching directly for your business name. So if we use the other company as an example, the volume is the number of keywords that are being searched per month, or the number of times that that keyword is being searched per month. So this company is the first position. They're on the first page of Google for construction companies in Massachusetts. So if this were you, if we got you to the first page, 300 customers would be searching for that. They'd see your website, and let's say, conservatively speaking, only 10% of those actually click your website and give you a call. That'd be 30 calls per month. And then let's say, conservatively speaking, even more so, that only a third of those actually get converted into customers and get a job done by your company. We'd be talking about 10 jobs per month coming in. Now, obviously, the jobs can vary and there'll be different amounts of profit margin, but that's all just from one keyword. So the object here is to do some research and find as many of these high volume keywords as possible and get you in the #1 position, so that way you're getting all the search volume, all the clicks, all the calls, and it helps add up to more for revenue for you at the end of the month, just based on as many keywords as we can possibly fit. So I hope this information was helpful and allows you to scale your online presence over the competition. Please feel free to reach out if you have any questions, or would you like some further details on anything I talked about. Also, we could talk about your goals, and I could do some research to find out what it would take for you to reach those. I always love getting feedback as well to find out if information like this is useful for you, so please let me know your thoughts. Thanks, and I look forward to speaking with you.